This is the Garmin Xero C1 Pro chronograph. We're going to be testing today in a non-comped versus a comped, what the difference is in velocity, because I don't know about you, but I'm dying to find out. All right, guys, I brought three pistols out here today. I have the brand new Sig P365 Fuse. We brought out the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus carry comp, and then I also have the Sig P365 X Macro. So kind of a nice variety of barrel lengths. The Macro has a 3.1-inch barrel. This Shield Plus carry comp has, I believe, a 4.2-inch barrel with a big comp on the front, and then this Sig P365 Fuse is just like a 4.3-inch straight barrel, no comp. So we're going to see the difference in the velocity of all these. But let's test this one out first, because this one has the longest barrel. We're just using 115 grain MagTech ammo to see the difference. This is just factory ammo, so it probably will vary a little bit in each model, but we're going to do about 5 shots per gun just to start off. So let's walk up to the range here. All right, so this is the Garmin Xero. This is a really sweet little device. I've already been playing around with it. It's really easy to use. You just turn it on. We're going to start a new session. We're going to go up to pistol, and we're going to do 600 to 1700 feet per second. We're going to enter the weight. Let's do 115 grain, super easy. This thing is the easiest chronograph I've ever used, and it's really accurate. So I'm really excited to show you guys this. All right, 115 grain, and we are good to go. So first shots out of the Sig P365 Fuse. This thing has been incredible. Has really good texturing, grip texturing. Holds 17 rounds. Has a flared mag well. Beautiful trigger on there. Some nice serrations front, rear. Pretty high sights, blocked out rear with a fiber optic front sight. This thing's been great. I've carried it a lot, and I really enjoy it. Actually, it has very little recoil because of that 4.3-inch barrel. All right, first shots here. About almost 1200 feet per second. We're at 1195, 1169, 1150, 1174, and 1204. So it kind of ranges between 1170 to 1200 feet per second out of this 4.3-inch barrel. So let's grab the Shield Plus carry comp next and see the difference. And this is the Shield Plus carry comp from Smith & Wesson. This is a pretty new to the market, actually. It has a huge cutout on the front. It's got a really nice night sight in the front, blacked out rear. New serrations, a little bit different than their older Shield Plus versions, but it's basically the same frame with a comp on it. But look at this difference, guys. This thing is already pretty big. This is almost a full-size pistol. This Sig P365 Fuse is just a lot skinnier than a full-size pistol. And look at this. So this is a 15-round max capacity. This one holds all the way up to 22, which is awesome. But they're like the exact same size. So why would you even need a comp if you're going to go this big, in my opinion? So I do like it, but for the size, you might as well just get more velocity, as you'll see, out of this one versus this one. Let's check out the velocity on the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus carry comp. Man, that's a lot of words. All right, so last one we ended off was at 1204, and we're gonna see what this one's at. So we've already dropped 75 feet per second. We're at 1125 right there. 1095. 1136. 1124. And 1120. So you're almost losing 70 feet per second out of this one. Now this is a 4.2-inch barrel with a cutout on there. So where it's actually rifled, it's probably more like 3.6, 3.7 inches of rifling in there, and then 4.3 inches of a straight barrel. So you're losing about 75 feet per second on the Shield Plus versus the Sig P365 Fuse. Let's go grab the Macro. All right, guys, and this is a Sig P365 X Macro. It's been extremely popular. Same with their X Macro that is non-comped. It's got like, I think, a 4-inch barrel on it. This is a 3.1. It's way back there. It's kind of tiny for how large it is, but it holds 17+1. Now you can use those new 22-round magazines in it as well. And then here's a nice size comparison. Grip's the exact same size on the Fuse versus the X Macro here. You just get a little bit difference in barrel length right there, which that doesn't make a huge difference for concealed carry. So that's why this is actually pretty cool, because you're gaining a little bit more velocity, hardly any recoil either, and you don't need the comp. So that's kind of a plus for this fuse. So let's check out the X Macro with that smaller barrel. I'm actually excited to see the difference having a 3.1 inch barrel on this thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 3.1. All right, here we go. 1059, so we're over 100 feet per second slower already. At 1006. And 1084. So it's about almost 40 feet per second slower than the Shield Plus carry comp, which is kind of interesting. So you are losing more velocity. But I brought some other ammo. We have some Plus P 124 grain Sig ammo, so we're going to try that next. All right, guys, now we're using the M17. This is a Plus P round from Sig. It's 124 grain, so we're going to have to reset our chronograph to the 124 grain. But yeah, we're going to see the big difference. How much difference does the Plus P make? And we got 5 rounds loaded up here of the Plus P ammo from Sig, so we're going to see how much difference does it make. I had to reset the Garmin here to 124 grain because you're supposed to adjust it by grainage. All right, we're going to find out. First shot's actually pretty much the same, 1191 feet per second, so still hovering around that 1200 feet per second. 1190. 1156. I can feel the difference. I can feel more recoil, but it's not. I'm not seeing any translation here. 1170. So it's still hovering between 1170 and 1200 feet per second. Very interesting. Next up, we're going to try the Sig, or not the Sig, the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus carry comp. All right, 5 more rounds for the Shield Plus carry comp. So 1122. 1108. 1124. 1105. Man, the MagTech is almost as good as this 124 grain Sig Plus P ammo. And 1112. So you're about 70 feet per second difference. Same exact thing. Let's grab the X Macro. All right, guys, now we have the X Macro. Let's see the difference in the X Macro. So far this has been, well, under 100 feet per second difference compared to that new fuse. But it's not as bad as I thought that would be, actually. It's quite a bit better than I thought they would be. 1094. 1062. 1074. 1086. And 1095. So this is still 100 feet per second slower than the fuse, and then the Shield Plus is 75 feet per second slower than the fuse. So they're still all just over 1,000 feet per second, which is pretty good, but not as good as I thought it would be, honestly, with that Sig ammo. I got one more little test. I have 4 rounds of some different Plus P 115 grain hollow points, so we're going to try that next. All right, guys, now we have 1 round each for each gun. This is a Sig carry ammo. This is also 124 grain. I thought it was 115, but it's 124. This is also Plus P rated, so we're going to see how they do. Here we go, last shot out of the X Macro. 1100 feet per second. So it is going a lot faster with that actual hollow point carry ammo from Sig versus their range ammo. So very interesting. But let's try out this fuse. I'm really curious to see the difference now in the fuse, because this has that 4.3 inch barrel. So I'm assuming it's going to break 1200, but we're going to find out here. I got it loaded up already. Last shot. And it didn't. So it's at 1142. So there's not as big a difference as I thought in these comped gun versus not comped gun. You just get a lot softer shooting platform, which is great. But let's see the last one here, the Shield Plus. All right, now we got the Shield Plus carry comp, same ammunition in there. Let's see the difference. Nothing under 1,000 feet per second, which is great, including range ammo, which is kind of interesting. And they're all within 100 feet per second difference. The fuse beating both of those out. Let's do a little shooting with this Shield Plus really quick. All right, that wraps up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is really cool. I highly recommend this Garmin Zero C1 Pro. These things are awesome. Keep sticking around for more videos from 9 Rail Ridge. Guys, I love you. Stay safe. Keep on shooting. Have a great day.